Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us again on the Impact Wrestling save, and we have another Impact that really is just going to progress our tag team tournament as we head towards the Tag Team World Cup. I think we're going to see a lot of shows like this where we're really just putting on good matches, we're making sure we can gain popularity from the show, and at the same time there will be some people coming in from AEW that we can get. Obviously the likes of Kenny Omega, obviously his popularity far surpasses what we can bring in. There will be some names here. As I say, if we focus on just the financial side, getting that in, getting the popularity up, and eventually we'll dive into completely unrealistic waters and put on as many good matches as possible. So I do want to try and get 100 rated matches in every save, and so far I've yet to get that 100 match. So I hope you enjoy it. It's the rest of the first round that's covered tonight, and a few feuds are carried on. So let's dive into it. This is this week's Impact Wrestling taping. Let's go. So I decided to start the show this week with Enzo and Big Cass in the ring. Obviously, we know we're going to get a very, very good promo from them, unscripted. I kind of felt like we had to build towards their first round matchup, which is against the Desi Hit Squad. So basically Enzo is just cutting some verbals on Rohit Raju and Raj Singh, who obviously come out deeply offended and just say they're just going to, kick his punk ass head in, basically. It's only 39, obviously Raju and Singh won't be as over and won't have the entertainment skills of Enzo and Big Cass, but really just using this one to kind of hopefully start the show off well in a bit of continuity. It's not going to get us the mass rating we want for our promo, but hopefully we can cover that with one of the angles over the course of the evening. The first round matchup, as you would expect, had Enzo and Big Cass pick up the win in 9-16 when Big Cass pinned Raj Singh with the Bada Boom Shakalaka. Raj Singh was the weak link. Obviously when it's the first round matchup, they progress. 40 rated matchup, 43 from Big Cass, 45 from Enzo, and that was with Enzo and Raj Singh off their game. So basic first round matches, not all of them are going to be spectacular. Hopefully the main event is, because we have the Motor City Machine Guns against FTR in a first round match, which could probably have been the final. After the matchup, we have Joe Doring and Eric Young come down and they just beat the living shit out of Enzo and Big Cass. Obviously that's been stemming for a few weeks now, obviously at the pay-per-view, so they just get the beat down and continue that feud there with a 50, so that's a good top angle. We then have a hype package for Will Ospreay, just getting people ready and prepared for what Will is able to do. Of course, we're either going to have it next week or the week after. There will be Will Ospreay versus Leo Rush for the X Division Championship. That was a 36. Not the most over at the start of the saves. Will Ospreay, that usually tends to be after about 6 months in Japan, his popularity just skyrockets. With Leo Rush in action though, he took on Caleb Conley and a win in 8:23 with a quick cradle. 46. As I say, Caleb was going to initially be suicide before opting to go with a completely new person due to Caleb's age, and a comfortable victory for Leo Rush. So yeah, written off previously Caleb, and it's just like, nah, I don't really have anything for you, so you'll be putting people over instead. Into the tag team tournament we go, and that is not what you want to see down the bottom. With a decent matchup, Suicide and Phoenix defeat Alex Reynolds and John Silver, the recruitment specialists, in 7:44 when Phoenix pinned Alex Reynolds with the Meteora. In terms of in-ring work, Phoenix would be the main guy, Suicide the weak link, and overall a 46. Suicide debuted his Masked Luchador gimmick, which was awful. That's not a good start. And Suicide and Phoenix don't work well as a team, which is not ideal because it was going to be Phoenix who was going to hopefully elevate Suicide as much as possible. They do progress into the next round, so they will team up one more time. But yeah, not exactly ideal seeing all of that when one of your plans goes right up in smoke. We had a women's contest, a knockouts contest, that was a poor match that saw Jordan Grace pick up a win over Tasha Steelz in 6:06 with the fall from Grace. A simple matchup here, giving Jordan Grace some positive momentum, and that's something we'll continue to develop over the upcoming weeks. That was a 36. Then a promo from Moose, and he says he was deeply offended, you know, by the look Rich Swann gave him last week, and you know what, he feels like, you know, taking that championship away from him. He's cut his ties with Brian Myers, nothing but a loser, and the next thing he wants to take is Rich Swann's Impact World Championship. So we'll start building towards that one, and that will be happening at the World Cup, and that's a 47 promo. Next up in the tournament, the Good Brothers defeat Reno Scum in 7:52. We Doc Gallows pin Adam Fornstall with the Magic Killer. 47, two good performances as you would expect from Anderson and Gallows, and Luster was off his game, which gave him a little subpar performance, but good win, and the Good Brothers advance to round 2. Sami Callihan is back, and he says he was a bit beaten up and bruised from the attack from Ken Shamrock, but he knows when he faces Shamrock he's going to take himself to lengths that he's never been to before. He realises he's got a difficult opponent this evening in the form of Pentagon Jr, but he wouldn't have it any other way if he wants to get the back to the top of Impact Wrestling. So that's a 47, and their matchup was good, and Callihan defeats Pentagon in 12:25 with the Assault Driver. 55 for Sami, 58 for Pentagon, and both guys had great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. So that's good to know that these guys clicked together. The 57 is a probable main event matchup where we're at the moment, and it leads to a interesting angle where not only is Pentagon Jr beating down Sami Callihan, Ken Shamrock is beating down Sami Callihan, so he's come out as a 2-on-1 assault. The lights go out, we get some familiar music, and down to the ring, skateboard in hand, Darby Allin, and he fights them both off with the skateboard to save the day for Sami Callihan. So, strange alliances, but you have to make use of some of the people you get from AEW, and yeah, delighted that I can book Darby in a face role compared to his heel role he portrays in my AEW save. So 51, pretty happy with that one. Back onto the tournament, we've got Heath and Rhino talking about their chances, how they've always been there for each other ever since they were randomly paired up, and now they're like the best of friends, so they're hoping to progress well in the tournament, and that was a 48. And because of that, as you would expect, it was a decent matchup that saw Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, defeat Heath and Rhino in 9:58 when Stu Grayson pinned Rhino with a snapmare driver. So the Dark Order progressed to the second round, and that was a 47 rated matchup, and that's with 3 guys off their game. So I think overall, with Heath being the only man on for him, that's still a very respectable co-main event. With then a hype package for the Motor City Machine Guns and Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, showing all the stuff that the Motor City Machine Guns have done in TNA and Impact over the years, and it shows some of the highlights that they've gotten of Harwood and Wheeler from Impact, from AEW Wrestling. So it's a 41. I'm hoping this can hit the 60s, surely. There we go, perfect. The product just is perfect for them, as you can see, with a 66 in-ring performance for both. And about that had great wrestling and good heat, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR, defeated the Motor City Machine Guns in 13:38 when Harwood pinned Shelley with a leg hook Saito suplex. So they're the final team to progress into the semi-finals of, the quarter-finals of the tournament. Both debut traditionalist gimmicks, which get adequate and poor. But yeah, just wanted to do this matchup, and it leads us to have the Guns lose to FTR. Overall, a 58. As I say, we had one good promo, and we had a couple of good matches, but as I say, if you've got a 62 match, that's half the battle, and I think our highest promo was the 50, so there, pushing a good position, and it means you're always going to gain popularity within the US, Canada, and mostly around the world, so happy with that. I think with TV deals we'll kind of leave it until we're in a position to, first of all, go and do a weekly show rather than tapings, and then obviously we'll look and see how our deals are shaping up. I'm going to progress to the next one, and my reason for that one is just to quickly show you this. So if we go to tournaments, you'll see that the round of 16 is complete, so we'll give you the quarter-final matches. So these matches will happen over this week and next week on Impact, and then the semi-finals and the final will take place at the Impact World Cup tournament. So we'll see the Inflictors of Pain take on Stu Grayson and Evil Luno. We'll see Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler take on Enzo and Big Kaz. We'll have the North take on the team of Phoenix and Suicide. And we'll have the Good Brothers take on Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. So let me know your predictions for who's going to win those matches and who's going to go on and win our Impact Tag Team World Cup. Do I know who I'm putting over in the final? I know who's in the final. I don't know who I'm putting over yet. So your guess is as good as mine. So cheers for watching, take it easy, good day and good night, and I'll see you all for the next episode. Bye bye.